Yeah, I see Anna just fine. It says PF for you.
Welcome to Oof, My Wallet, a production of the TF Talk Network. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. And follow us on Patreon and all other social channels at TFYLP. Enjoy the show.
No, I'm not ready.
I thought you were.
I'm not ready yet.
What? Well, we're going. We're live. Oof.
Your
My
two
wallet.
options are get over it or get over it.
No, we're not live.
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh,
We're pretty live.
Hi,
There
everybody.
you go.
This is the three knuckleheads here tonight. My name is Paul, and next to me is Rick. How are
I
you,
still
Rick?
can't see your video.
I know, but I can see you, so everything's fine.
I won't be able to see what you're oofing about.
You'll have to imagine it. I will use my pretty words to describe it in such a way that it'll feel like it's in your hand. And last but not least, we have Anna.
I'm consistently here every night this week.
She is the queen of TF Talk. Oh,
And now I'm
now
one
it's
too.
just us. Hopefully we can get Mr. Alvarez back in the party. It looks like he is here again. We can team up against the dragon, finally. This is...
every day.
Yeah. This is Oof, My Wallet, where we talk about things we recently purchased. Sometimes not so recently.
Sometimes I push the definition of recently.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I actually thought today about doing a special show that's like what's your biggest oof ever, and show that off instead of like
No, we can do that.
got this recently. So maybe we'll do a special episode on that.
I'd have to skip that one. I don't really have any of those like crazy I climbed a mountain and wrestled a Yeti to get this figure stories.
Well,
Paul's just trying to get me some stuff, which I'm not going to show.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking more like the things that maybe biggest regrets in a way, because then everyone will get the oof.
Absolutely. Masterpiece
I can share
Starscream.
regrets.
I paid $150 for it.
For which one?
The Masterpiece movie Starscream.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's an oof. I'm gonna start us off with a big oof on that one, just because that was rough. This is the way that all went down.
Because then I bought it again for $75.
Oh, that is a double oof, because what happened in the end?
And then I bought another one for $45.
Got down to 45. That's
a lot of them.
Such a strange situation with that one. Considering it's an amazing toy, in my opinion. I just can't believe it.
Still haven't opened it.
Oh, you should. You definitely should.
Yeah, one day I will.
Are there any Starscreams you don't like, Paul?
Oh, sure. Sure. I don't think every Starscream toy is amazing. I mean, kind of going off of our discussion on Monday, I have plenty of... basically, my collection is all checklist toys.
Right.
They could all be checklists. But there are some very, very good ones that I like. Then there's some I like for nostalgic reasons. But we'll do a Starscream oof some other time.
Are all the ones that you don't like this one? That's what I'm guessing.
I kind of like that one.
Oh, wow.
The Authentics.
This is Authentics.
I actually don't mind that one. One that I do not like is the Beast Hunters, little Starscream. It's it sucks. It's just really, and actually the regular Beast Wars one is bad too. They're Beast Hunters. Well, yeah. So as you probably know, we're gonna talk about toys we got, and we'll all discuss them, sort of, we're not. Sometimes it's a show off show. Sometimes it's just a hey, I got this. It kind of runs the gamut. And who wants? I'm gonna pick Anna. You're gonna start tonight.
I'm gonna go first. Authentic Starscream, absolutely. Not really. Just kidding. I spilled it on my floor. No. I'll go first. It's great.
Okay, good.
I got this. All right. So I am going to talk about an old toy first that I think I have like half transformed right now. So he's not going to be the best show off, but that's okay. I'm going to talk about this little deal. So I have, now that we're getting, you know, a new version of the recent Punch Counter Punch, I'm going to bring out the really old version of Punch Counter Punch.
You know how old that is? I worked on that. That's how old it is.
Well, why is the head so small then?
That's exactly the problem. That's so small.
Well, this is a Collectors Club exclusive, which, if you watch this show, you probably know that the Collectors Club hasn't existed for a minute. And I recently acquired him. He's here. And I went ahead and got this guy because I didn't like the new one.
Oh.
I don't really like the new one much at all. And I really like the Side-Type Sunstreaker mold that this toy was built on. So I got excited and went ahead and acquired one.
You want to sell me your new one?
I already got rid of my new one.
Yeah,
I actually traded
the
for the
2-pack?
cool. No, not the 2-pack. The old new one.
Oh, okay.
last year's model.
Yes, the one from a couple years back now. Yeah, so this is this guy. He's a Punch Counter Punch. You know, he was the first Punch Counter Punch we had gotten in forever at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he the first one since G1?
And we were going to do a shattered glass version called Kick Counter Kick.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, that is cool. I like that.
He comes with various little guns, and I honestly don't know a whole lot about the character, so I don't know which gun goes to which guy. I'm going to assume the yellow gun goes to the guy with orange on them. Is that the right assumption?
I think so. I haven't really messed with that toy much. I've only seen it in pictures, so I'm going to default to Rick on any questions.
I don't remember.
Awesome. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it, friends.
I don't remember him coming with that gun.
Maybe you didn't. Maybe this is a gun that the person who sent this to me gave me for something else. Who knows?
That looks like a third party or a Shapeways.
Does it? Well then.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to the mysterious entity that I got this from. So yeah, this was a weird. I mean, this figure is like, it's not like super valuable. You know, it's not one of those like multi-$100 figures, but you know, it costs way more than the average deluxe these days to get a hold of this thing on the secondary market. So I don't know. This was just a weird moment of weakness, I suppose, that I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get this version of Punch Counter Punch because I like that old mold. And I just opened it, and I kind of don't like it. We'll see.
What makes you not fall in love with that toy?
The head.
The
size of the head. There's nothing wrong with the head. The head's fine. The head's tiny. Sunstreaker's heads weren't tiny.
Yeah, so we did it so that you can pop the head off the new version and pop it onto that one. We're shadowing. So you shouldn't have sold it.
Well, I may have a pre-order in the 2-pack right now. I guess I could keep it and then just have a corpse. But that sounds like a weird idea. No, this is honestly, I know one of our viewers, Saltron, said this mold is still good. And I totally agree with that. Like, I have the Sunstreaker still displayed downstairs after all these years, even though he's been missing his back doohickey thingy for about 40 years. I haven't cared, and he's just been displayed, and I really like the toy. And I think, you know, a lot of it comes down to this figure has modern articulation. You know, a lot of the figures back then didn't. And it has, you know, good shoulders and good wrists and elbows and ankles. It's really cool.
So are you a punch person or a counter person?
I think I would probably be a counter person, but I feel like he always gets the shaft of being the worst looking version on the toy.
So there was a comic book that was going to come out from IDW, but it got canceled. Nothing was ever drawn, as far as I know, but I saw the script. And this is when I was back at Bro. So the way it worked was Punch and Counterpunch were brothers. And then to infiltrate the Autobots, Counterpunch uploads his spark into Punch, or the other way around, right? And it becomes a Gollum Smeagol situation. Punch would hear Punch in his head, right? And he would see the reflection, talk to the reflection. So it was a good story. It had the Target Masters in it too, but it never materialized.
That's cool. I like getting a different twist on the concept. I always treated him personally. I always thought he was an Autobot that was infiltrating the Decepticons, but still the same guy. But I like that they could be two entities battling inside. That's awesome. Okay, so
I actually think I like the Deceptimode better now that I turned him to it.
Yeah, Anna has switcherooed during our little discussion there, and now we see Counterpunch.
Yeah, I think I did it right. I don't know. I've never looked at pictures of this guy. Let's see. The picture manual makes it look like I'm pretty close.
Yeah. So Anna, you're supposed to take the wrist off and then swap the wrist.
Really?
You take the hands off and then you swap them.
Okay.
But up to you if you want to,
That sounds slightly scary. Do they come off easier than most Transformer wrists?
Yeah, they come off.
You
don't have to do it.
Yeah, it's scary.
I gotta say,
backwards hands
I gotta say how that was such a good mold, because that was kind of one of our first times where the mold was kind of made with the intention to make, Sunstreaker and Sideswipe, and you could use the alternative chest. And then the fact that it worked so well and they were able to implement it onto this was kind of wow, you went all the way. Everyone's head was in the right place, except for the head. But the head never bothered me. I just remember seeing memes about it, from Beetlejuice, the shrunken head dude. I saw pictures of that. I was like, who cares? It's still amazing. So
I don't think I minded it on the Counterpunch side. I didn't like it on the Punch side, probably because he has a humanoid face.
It's fine.
I think the faceplate works better.
I mean, it's small because it has to be small to probably fit the mold, right? It's just one of those things. It's like the Botcon Ravage and Tigatron that was in Combiner Wars. The head had to be a sliver because it just had to.
Those are, yeah.
Whatever. Those things don't bother me. I mean, if you're from the G1 days, that kind of stuff should just not bother you at all. If you're a freshie, okay, I get it. You're used. All is great stuff.
It's different standard.
Yeah, let's be fair here. I think most of my childhood Combiners Transformers broke their heads off inside of Combiner torsos, so I always took them as okay.
Yeah. Sadly,
yeah, I have a few.
Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, I have a few of those headless corpses laying around from my childhood.
I never had that happen until I was maybe 33. I was like, oh, here's my Abominus. Oh no! Sinner Twin's head came right off in the foot. Sucked. Well, Anna, that's a good starting point. Something, we're hit. What is that? 10 years? 10-year-old figure there, or is it less than that?
More than that.
More than that?
Well, yeah.
That's cool. Are you going to share how much you bought it for, or is that off limits for this?
To be completely honest, I don't remember how much I paid for it. I bought it in a bundle with other things, so I really don't remember.
Well, that doesn't sound like an oof to me then. So.
No, it wasn't huge. It wasn't huge. It was. I bought it from a friend, so it's not a crazy big purchase or anything. I think it's the most expensive thing I'm going to show off tonight.
There you go. Cool.
That's because it's just going to get weirder.
Well, Rick, let's see what you got.
Well, I'm gonna save my big thing for later. All
Okay.
right, and but this honorable mention. I just found this tonight. The Netflix
Oh,
Optimus. That's an honorable mention. But I got this.
an LED garage light.
It's the light that you've been seeing all over your Facebook feed. It's the Autobot insignia light.
Oh my god.
Some company made a light that fits into a socket, a regular light socket, right? But it's got an Autobot symbol on it. And
Yeah,
I got
it
this off
does.
Amazon for like $14. And I was struggling, like, what light am I going to put into the primary staircase of my collection? Well, I'm going to put the LED garage light from, I think it's
CRI.
Not Bro. Not Bro is the manufacturer.
No way.
No, it's so cheap. I mean, these guys knew what they were doing. They did not put the company name on
Yeah.
it.
Does the light?
No,
Is it
there's
just
no
the
company.
shape?
There's no company name.
So it's just the shape of the Autobot symbol there, or the lights do something crazy too?
It's a perfect shape of the Autobot symbol.
Oh yeah, it
But this
totally
is
is.
the light. It's just the rectangle is the light. But it's
Okay.
the perfect Autobot symbol. And this was like $14 or $12 on Amazon.
Wow.
Oh.
That just goes in a
Crazy.
regular light socket too?
Threw it into a regular light socket.
Oh, look at that.
This is an LED light. Have not plugged it in yet. It's supposed to have how many lumens is this? 5 million. No, it has 50,000 hours of life. It does not say the company on it. It does not. I mean, this is like China made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really odd.
if you see any
It's a 60
Decepticon
watt.
ones, you'll have to let me know.
So I saw this on my Facebook feed, and I'm like, let me try and find this on Amazon because I don't trust a lot of those Facebook sellers.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure enough, it was on Amazon, and it came, and this thing is like metal.
Oh.
This is metal. And this is hardcore, man.
Yeah, it looks plastic.
It looks plastic, but this is die-cast metal. This part's plastic, but this is metal.
Holy shit.
So
Yeah, they have to give us a not a box opening, but like a trial video of that.
yeah. So this is for anyone who was wondering about it, because I've seen it all over my feed on Facebook, and so I'm like, I wonder if anyone else has seen this. And
so does it
I
say
bought
like
that.
it's Autobot lights?
No, it's just the most generic packaging. It just says LED garage light.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even find a manufacturer name on this box.
That's great. Capitalism.
That's
This is like third-party lighting.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Third-party lighting.
so you saw it on your Facebook feed, but you just like saw the shape and you just instantly were like, wait a minute, that is...
No, oh, you know what? I saw this. Somebody posted this in a Transformers group. They're like, hey, look at this. It's the Autobot symbol. I'm like, wow, that's really curious. And then I started seeing it in my feed.
Oh, yeah, because the link.
Algorithms, they read the tips in our minds. And so they start advertising towards us. And I'm like, yeah, I have to own it. I have to have it. And now I do.
If we can get that, if we can ever find the company, maybe we can get the TFYLP logo.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it doesn't cost much to make a mold.
Yeah, for a one-off, a steel mold for a one item.
We can just 3D print the Tiflet mold.
So millions, obviously.
So it'll be fun. So that's what I'm starting off with. What do you got, Paul?
Well, since you sort of stole my thunder, I guess I'll start with this. I got New Soundwave.
Ooh, you used the right name.
This is the... Yeah. Well, I mean, I got him. I wasn't going to show him because he's kind of boring, but I mean, these accessories are great. I love having him with the shield, and it's like it's yellow. It does look like the Energon shield. The axe doesn't look like his axe by any means, but and the colors.
What are the character teams for them?
Energex and Enerax or something like that. I don't
know. This is Enerax, which is the axe, and then the shield for Optimus is Sheldron.
Oh yeah, shield drawn or something is supposed to be his name. Whatever.
Shield drawn, yeah. I kept thinking Sheldon.
Yeah.
So I call him Sheldon.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be relatively easy to find the Optimus, because this is the one everyone wants. Because this is Earthrise Soundwave, which for some reason is an exclusive, and it actually turns into the boombox. Look at his butt. He's got the buttons on his butt flap. So he's like...
You don't know what that is?
Yeah, you're right. They don't. But I guess what I'm saying is it's pretty heavily remolded from this guy.
Does it still turn into a spaceship at all, or is it just the cassette and player mode?
Well, so here's a Siege version, and you can see there's a little cockpit on his butt, which actually fits a little better. But here it's got the big butt flap thing. So I haven't even transformed him. I've just kept him in robot mode. But I like having the Earth mode laser beak on him, which just looks great, and it comes with Ravage as well inside. Red eyes on this one versus the original Siege one had yellow,
which means that the Takara one will have the blue eyes.
Yeah. And a lot of people did not like the weathering on the Siege one, which is pretty especially on his chest, pretty drastic. But on this one, it's all clean.
Does he have chest weathering?
No, there's no weathering on the Earthrise Soundwave on the the Netflix Earthrise Soundwave.
So if you didn't have a cassette in him, he would just be clear in the chest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And it's really this one is really tight too. Like it's a tight toy.
Yeah.
I like all the scratches on his chest.
Much brighter yellow.
Pretty tight. He definitely has the G1 color scheme for the toy.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten around to opening this guy. He's in my pile of stuff to open, and literally all he does is just his back comes down. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Like Rob hated that toy so much.
I honestly, we never reviewed it. It just kind of I talked about mine a couple weeks ago when we did what's his face, Flat Guy, Airwave. There we go. And gosh, I don't like it either. I really thought I would just be like, ooh, it's a different kind of Target Master. It's interesting. It's neat. No.
Yeah, he's bad. The snake is way better.
The snake is cool. The snake works.
Well, if you can find this dude, get him. Get him. He's a slam dunk. He's the Soundwave you wanted, and you're never gonna see him again if you see him once. So you better get him. He's at Walmart's now.
And they had 3 of him, but no Soundwaves. So I took the 2, and I'm like, screw it.
I think the Optimus will also be a pretty big hit because the colors are so different, and you get those weapon dudes. And
the color are straight up G1 toy colors.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that head.
That
is perfect.
Very dark. The blue is very dark. It's navy. Yeah, I think they're. Does it have the Matrix in his chest? Because I did not open mine.
No, it doesn't. This is the Earth.
What?
No, it doesn't. I think only the.
Wait, mine does.
One does.
Mine does.
Wait, does it?
Mine definitely does. So if you don't have it, you got boned.
It might still be in the box.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever transformed this guy.
Well, his window. Did you open his windows?
In front of his chest, just.
Oh yeah, it's in there.
All right.
Okay, good.
You got Matrix in here, bros. You got Matrix.
It's good. We were totally worried.
I was.
Which friends did Soundwave come with? Did he come with
Came with
accessory guys?
Laserbeak and Ravage.
Okay.
And the Laserbeak is an Earth one because if you remember, the Siege version was like the probe version of Laserbeak or whatever that had the
Yeah,
visor.
I thought it had. Yeah.
I believe the Ravage is the same mold, but it's painted quite a bit different.
Okay. Because I want those accessories that come with Optimus, but I don't want that Optimus at all. Because those accessories are cool. Like, the coloring is fun. But, gosh, another Optimus in my collection? No, thank you.
I bet you can sell it easily. So.
Probably. I only want the accessories.
It might take a minute, but I mean, it's a $30 toy. I bet you can sell it for $30. And
a lot of those packs that like were from last year, the ones that came with the Target Masters and everything, I only have the Target Masters left.
They're hard to get. So good move. So that's what I started with. I was pretty happy to find those just yesterday. So
That's what the Paul Dry done.
It's what?
I said that's what the Paul Dry done.
Oh yes, that is. I drug it. Well, you're back, Anna. Round 2.
All right, so I don't know like how well people do with humor in this fandom, but I just said something, and now I'm going to completely go against that thing.
Oh.
Because I just said, why would I buy another Optimus? And then, hey, look at this.
It's the Walmart exclusive special tonight.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. My last thing definitely came from Walmart. It did not. But let me, for anyone who hasn't seen these in stores or anywhere else, obviously this is Megatron's box, but these are the red figures, the non-transforming new line of figures. There's only 3 of them out right now, Optimus, Megatron, and Soundwave. And I have for your amusement tonight, Optimus and Megatron. Here's Megatron hanging out as well. And yeah, these guys are getting a lot of flack. I don't know. Do either of you guys have these?
I have not been able to find the Optimus. So I haven't opened them yet because I'm waiting to have all 3, second set to open for all 3. But
that makes sense.
I can help you out with it.
I'm really looking forward to getting them. So.
I do have them. I love these. I was excited when they were announced. I'm glad I got them. Like, I think they're great. So.
Yeah, I love them too. Like, this Megatron is just so cool. Like,
I was gonna miss out, but you know what I saw today were the Ghostbusters again. So I'm like, oh, maybe the Red Series will come out again.
The ones are variants, Rick.
He's so expressionate. Like, he's got a good face, and just the way his body can pose, it can strike a lot of, fun, angry Megatron poses.
I love the crunch because it's actually like it clicks. Yeah, that sounds real good. I wish they all did that, but I think it's great that Megatron does just because of his design, the way they were able to, get that piece to kind of spin there. So cool.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. Like, he just, what does this even look like from the front? Really goofy.
He's
that's how
Elvis.
He posed right now. Yeah, he's being absolutely weird. But, no, I really like, this is, so the moment I saw this Megatron, I was like, ooh, maybe I'll just go down to owning the New Age Megatron and just this. Like, I'll get rid of my MP because maybe I don't need it anymore because this is like the expressionate action figure Megatron that I've always wanted. And I think I've decided against it just because I don't like the Optimus as much, but I mean, I'm really impressed with this thing. This thing is really cool. The only thing I would say, go ahead.
Are you looking forward to the non-G1 characters?
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited for that RC. The blue Prime RC. It's so cool. I've never had a good figure of her, so I'm excited for that one. I'm not so excited for Cheetor. He's all right. I have one Cheetor. That's all I need. But the one thing I would definitely say about these is, like, the plastic is not as consistent as we're used to. Like, it's definitely a different type of plastic than Transformers are made in. It's that soft kind of rubberish plastic, and it doesn't really hold colors as well. So, like, you may be able to notice, I don't know, my light's not great tonight, but you maybe notice that the lower part of his legs look a little more kind of brownish or yellowish than the upper parts of his legs. His helmet's the same way.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. Like, and I'm okay with it because I don't collect Marvel Legends or any of that other stuff. It's just something for this line we got to get used to, or just sort of like, back off a bit. Just like let it happen, let them get there.
No, it's fine. It doesn't like bother me too much. It bothers me a little just because I don't know what's going to happen to the color over time. Because, like, his helmet is almost cigarette stain yellow. So I'm a little bit afraid that over time it's going to start to look more like that, which is not a sexy color on a toy. But,
well, the way I put it when I first opened these was like they already look old.
They do.
And that's what... And I think that's okay. Like, it's just an aesthetic I'm not used to. Like, this already looks like it's 5 years old.
They do, because you notice really strongly on my Optimus's legs, like, the plastic is marred. It's got scratches, it's got dents in it. And it just comes out of the box that way. I haven't done much with these guys. I've just kind of played with them. And, yeah, it comes that way. So, you have to be okay with that. Like, if having your, small action figure size Optimus have little scratches on his plastic is going to keep you from wanting a $20 toy, don't buy it. For sure. But they come with hands and stuff, right? Like, that's something you don't usually get in Transformers. And that's cool. Here's the rest of my Optimus' accessories. He has his gun, a couple extra hands.
What I thought was notable is that the accessories come in a separate bubble.
They do.
On the side with a window. I was like, that seems excessive, but it's kind of cool. It's just weird
I think
that it's
they're
not
trying to show you the value of what you're getting.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fine. Being that I collect Figma and SH Figuarts and all those lines of anime figures, and this is not bad for $20 for an action figure. You pay a lot for a really premium, accurate action figure at this point in time. So for $20, I think this is a very reasonable toy. I'm way happier with this than I was with a couple of Overwatch figures we have in the house. This is a lot more posable. People have been complaining that he doesn't pose as much as modern figures. Like, he may not move a lot as much as a lot of your Transformers, because his legs only go out that far, his knees only really bend that far, his ankles only tilt a little bit, but it's not that bad. Like, he can still catch a lot of good poses. Optimus doesn't have the ab crunch, by the way. He instead has another opening chest compartment, which I think personally in this toy is misplaced.
What do you
I don't think that looks good. I don't think it looks good on him. I think with the bright orange and the matrix and the lack of color inside of it, like, it just doesn't look very good.
Honestly, I think I just realized this now. It annoys me to see the Matrix through his windows in any toy.
Right.
In any toy at all. Because it's...
Right, we don't want to see it through the windows, and it's very loud on this one, just the way he's built. So, it's whatever, though. It's not that bad. If it really bothered you, you just pull it out and throw it away. It's a tiny piece of plastic, whatever, who cares?
Well, like, it'd be better if the chest piece wasn't clear and they just painted blue on red plastic.
Yeah, that would be fine. I would prefer that the chest didn't open and he had ab crunch myself, but
I mean,
not
not
a lot of
every
people
Optimus
disagree.
needs a Matrix.
Right. Because some of you can't have cassettes, so give him an ab crunch too. Everyone gets ab crunch. It's so cool.
It is cool.
So yeah, I'm really happy with these. Like I saw the initial reviews that some people put up, and they were very much, down on them. And I was getting really worried, and I canceled mine at one point. And then uncanceled them, and I'm glad I uncanceled them.
Yeah, I mean, these aren't. The potential here is like through the roof for these, and I hope this line lasts for like 10 years so that we can see the improvement, in 10 years. Like, oh, they redid Optimus and now it's got whatever technology is cool now and it's amazing. By then they'll be $40, but hopefully they're better.
I think it's going to be great for the toys that don't translate well to transforming figures. Like, one of the scheduled figures is Knockout. His toy was not great. The Prime character Knockout. So now we can have a good Knockout, which everybody likes him, without him having to be a Transformer. Same with the RC. And with this Megatron, he is the gun Megatron design, right? Unapologetically being sold in American stores because he doesn't actually turn into a gun.
Yep.
You get to have your Gunatron and just don't worry about the alt mode. I think it's cool. I'm excited.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. Love those things. Always like to see other people's takes on them because the fandom does seem a little split. But I'm on the side of Light and Red Series. So, Rick, what's number 2?
I found something randomly the other day. I was looking for some Elf on a Shelf stuff. And I found something as I was walking out of Barnes & Noble's. I had to stop the cashier. I'm like, I got to go get something. I found this. Now, this is not the most exciting thing. It's a $12 book. It includes very generic art. A few words, nothing spectacular.
That's evergreen stuff, right?
It's evergreen stuff, the dollar store figures, but it has a very large assortment of characters. It has a huge assortment of figures inside. It's got Rodimus, Bumblebee, Optimus, Starscream, Megatron, Soundwave, and then it's got vehicle mode, Optimus, Megatron, and Bumblebee. And these are like little PVC versions of like the Dollar Store evergreen stuff. And for $12, man, you get a whole bunch of figures. And it comes with a play mat that you can throw away. It's great. Use it as a napkin, whatever.
Cool.
It's actually pretty fun.
Especially the fact that there's a Rodimus and a Soundwave in there because those have...
Yeah.
Like some of those designs, I actually like the designs. I think they're great. But we don't get to see them manifested very often. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah, because everybody was snatching up those Dollar Tree figures, those dollar keychainy guys. Everybody was really excited for those and buying those by the bushel. So I could see this being popular too.
But you got to know about it. And I
Right.
didn't know about it. I haven't seen this reported anywhere. Who knows how long this has been out? 2019.
Wow. So you just were at the Barnes & Noble and it caught your eye, or did you know?
Yeah. I saw... No, what happened was I was at the register paying for stuff, and a little kid said, "Oh, look, Transformers." And I looked over, and he was looking at the book. They had a whole stack of them. They had, like, Paw Patrol and My Little Pony and, like, Minions. And he's looking at the Transformers book, and Mom's like, "Put it on your list." And I'm like, yeah, I need to get this.
Wow. I didn't even know there was a Rodimus design. I mean, there's probably all sorts
I didn't
of
either.
evergreen designs we haven't seen, but
yeah. So $12, man.
Catherine says she's loving this because we got a good variety tonight, which is true. Like, I'm
gonna warn Catherine right now that my last item is not a Transformer.
Neither were either of your other two items.
Well,
I'm going to give that a big oof.
Transformer related.
They were at least Transformers related. It's true.
Transformers related.
Okay, we'll take that. You know what? I thought of you yesterday, Rick, because, I went to go drop something off at a friend of mine's, and he's like, "Hey, I got The Rock in here." I'm like, "The Rock, the actor?" No, he meant, this is in Chicago, so he had 2 pieces of foam rock from Dark of the Moon from the set.
Oh, cool.
Because there was, they blew up Chicago during the movie.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I held a foam piece of rock that was, piece of foam that was painted to look like a rock in my hand. That was in
That's
the film.
cool. That's cool. Is he selling those? Because I'd like to have one.
Well, that's what I don't know. I'll ask him.
They sent me a bumper.
A bumper? Like from a car?
Yeah. You've never seen the bumper? Hang on.
Nope.
I got to be real careful because I can't show my last piece is over there and I can't show you.
Yeah, we don't want
Look
to.
at this. I got to be real careful with the camera.
Oh, spoilers.
Look at all the work you've done. Oh! Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. I haven't done I finally got all the stuff for the stained glass windows. I haven't installed them yet. But yeah, I think that's Revenge of the Fallen off one of the stunt cars.
So is that a Bumblebee bumper or a movie verse bumper? Which would be the same?
I think it's from the film because it came from the studio.
Okay, so it's actually Bumblebee. We're not gonna.
Yeah, it arrived. Like I came home one day and there was a pallet sitting on my driveway, and the paperwork was ripped. So I'm not quite sure who sent it, but I have an idea. And this was like a few years after I had already left.
Oh, so it was like someone's like, I know who to send this to.
Like, yeah, we need to throw this in the trash. Hang on, I know who to send this to.
That's cool. It's good to have friends in low places. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, my name still carries a little bit of weight here and there.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna show you guys something I opened 5 minutes before the show because I was scrambling. I was like, oh, I forgot. I didn't want to open it in front of everybody.
That was punch for me.
Oh,
Open him 5 minutes before the show.
This is our old Generation Selects G2 Megatron, and holy cow, this guy is fun to look at. I must say. Backside, it has the. Man, I can't get used to this reverse thing. It has the old G2 logo on the back, which I did not know was going to be there, so that is cool. The gray gunmetal head is there, and I kind of configured it in a way to sort of mimic the gun turret on the back.
Oh, nice.
Because he has the purple cannon. And yeah, this is the Earthrise version of the mold, which I was also lucky enough to snag a little while ago. So the Earthrise mode didn't really do much for me, but I kind of knew after holding it, I was like, okay, the G2 one is going to be the one to get of this. And the other from Siege, I think the Netflix Megatron is like the one.
Absolutely.
So, here's kind of what they don't look too different. But the heads are quite different from Earthrise to Siege. Lone Star, kiss. Sorry. I like to play with my dolls. Anyways, yeah, I got the Generation Selects Megatron today, and it's fun. It's a fun guy.
That's super cool. I almost got one the other day because it went up somewhere early, and I told a friend of mine it was there, and he kind of ordered it out from under me like a monster.
I wonder, is that anyone we might know?
I don't know. I
wasn't
wonder.
Me. It wasn't me, I promise that.
I'm waiting to see how long it takes him to comment in the chat to defend himself.
Oh, Zaldron says this needs a Predacon symbol because he wants it to be Megastorm, I guess.
That'll be the Comic-Con exclusive.
Actually, I thought I liked the Siege head better, but when I look at this toy, like this head is awesome. Looks great on this toy. But I didn't like it on the Earthrise one, so it's just so bizarre because I feel like the color shouldn't influence how much you like something the way it's like shaped. It just shouldn't, but it's happening. It's happening to me right now. So yeah, Generation Selects Megatron. It came out a little bit early, so I think it was supposed to be end of December, and it was clearly the beginning. So
Yeah, but I think people who
exciting.
ordered it on Pulse are still waiting, right?
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Probably.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh yeah, it's totally okay. It's okay.
And just so everyone knows, he did not really steal it from me. It's just because I order things slow. He did not mean to. He didn't know that there was only one in stock.
It wasn't at Pulse. It was like Toy Arena.
No, it was somewhere else. It was at another place. I actually don't remember which store it was. Maybe it was the Chosen Prime. I don't know. One of them.
Place to show stock at least.
Yes, it just showed up and it was like, oh, I'm gonna get this. You guys should get it too. And then somebody went faster than the other two microcasters.
Oh, so we've narrowed it down from the entire population of Earth to 2 people. That's good. All right, so that's round 2. Dunzo. Lucas thinks the paint.
Last round.
It can't. Yeah, it probably should be. I was only playing on
different time zone, so
yeah.
Last round.
All right, last chance to oof. Who's gonna oof? It's not gonna be me.
Yeah.
I got a big oof.
All right, it might be Rick.
I do not have a big oof. I have all cheap stuff tonight.
Well, let me see what you got. Show me what you got.
Well, it's tradition that I bring out something that no one knows about. So
I can't wait to see this.
to have that tradition, we have another strange, random Chinese transforming figure.
It's that blue guy.
It's the blue one that I got when I got the other two. I actually got these a little while back, but I'm just going through them on the show because I can't show these off on microcasters. It's not like the other two are going to own these things. They think I'm strange for liking these. But this is our last one of the trio. Don't worry, more weird stuff is on its way to my house.
Can I say that has like a Dvorak aesthetic to me?
Okay.
It's very slight.
I was thinking it reminded me of something.
Yeah, so it's a very skinny robot doohickey. It is a light blue with pink accents truck when it's in its vehicle mode. So it's pretty fantastic. It's a very unusual design. If you look at the...
Very anime.
Go ahead.
It's very anime.
Very anime. And if you look at the head, you'll notice that it kind of has like a ponytail in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little hair ornament going on back there. What'd you say?
I dig that. Yeah. It's a nice head design.
I think it's fun. It's different. You know, it's not like everything else, which is why I really got into these figures. I honestly looked back through the line that this came from and tried to find more that I liked, and I think it's really just the 3 that I have. This is the same line as the black truck guy who kind of looked like some sort of evil priest that I showed last time. So this is the same line as those. This one is a little frustrating to transform, just there's not great clearances on it. The other 2 are really easy to transform, but this one is a little frustrating. And like the others, it has a strange amount of metal. You know, like the lower legs are all metal. And I think the upper wrists are metal too. There's another metal part on it somewhere.
Did you know any of that stuff about it before you ordered it? Like,
oh yeah, I've been researching these for years.
Okay.
Like I've been after these figures for a long time. I just had never ordered from Sir Toys before. So I've been waiting on them. No, I was super excited.
I was
about
under the
these
impression that you were just taking a dart and throwing it at the Sir Toys website.
I think people think that's how I act. Now, there is one thing I recently ordered from them that was a dart, and we'll see how that goes, because I have no idea how that's going to come out. But These ones I've been looking at forever. Like, I made sure they were quality. I made sure they were the good ones from the set, and they're fun. Their guns are weird. This is like the flattest gun, right? Now it's got all my hairs on it. But like, look how flat that thing is. That thing it's like a 2D weapon.
Yeah, it's like hard to shoot bullets out of paper.
Yeah, it's perfectly detailed. It looks nice. It has some paint on it, but it's so flat. Why does it need to be that flat? It's not like it stores inside of the robot or anything. I don't know.
So
it's weird.
You keep saying the toy line. What is the toy line?
Oh, I don't remember the name, and it's Chinese. I don't want to mispronounce it.
Well, I feel like it'd be worthwhile in the future to like at least
to share it.
Even if you just like wrote it down on a piece of paper and showed it to the screen, so we kind of.
I could do that.
From the same people who made this.
It is not. I like to think that there's a storyline for these guys somewhere that I just can't find because I don't know how to Google in Chinese.
Well, there's a tide that binds there, Rick. Both have metal in strange
That's right.
places.
Both do have metal in strange places. There's a good amount of metal in this thing. Like I said, the transformation is kind of hard on this one. It's not hard. It's just kind of fussy because these back things here, you'll see like the back part of the truck here folds up on its back. And those are the clearance on the shoulders there is not great. Funny enough, the back of the figure is completely hollow. I don't know why.
Just like my heart.
That's a little odd, but I think that's where the head goes eventually when you wrinkle it around. But yeah, I'm really happy with these things. They're fun. This one is, I think, the best articulated out of the three I got. It's got good articulation. Whoa. You know, pretty standard. It doesn't have ankle tilt, but it has like knee tilt.
That's broken knee.
It's a
I would break that toy in a second.
No, see, look at that posing. That's how you pose.
Thumb that toy to death in 2 seconds.
Why? It's great.
You'd crack it like crab legs.
Yeah, like in my thick lumberjack man hands, that toy would not survive much.
Oh, here's the thing though, like these look like they're gonna be the low quality like knockoff plastic. They're not. They're totally sturdy. The only reason I broke the pink airplane lady is because she comes in pieces and you have to put her together. And the one part I just could not get to go on without breaking it. But like actually the figure is totally stable. You know, it has like 5 pounds of metal on the freaking wings, so it has to be pretty strong. And this one has like 5 pounds of metal in the legs. So it's pretty strong too. I think this is just as durable as the retail figures we get.
Okay.
They're not crazy cheap though. So it's not like this is like a $2 figure or something. It's like a $15 figure.
All right. So
there we go. There's the weird thing for the night.
That's cool. The trilogy.
Let me throw something at you guys complete. Now. So I said this wasn't a Transformers item. It's a big item, though.
What could it be?
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
I knew it.
Snake Mountain. So I did a whole episode with my daughters for Cut the Tape just now before we went on. And we go through the whole process of assembling, taking this out of the box. I will say Super 7 did a phenomenal job packing this thing so that it's safe. And so the box it comes in is safe, too. But here it is.
Holy cow. So that is meant to fit a specific line of toys, right?
Yeah, so this is for the Classics line, the He-Man figure line that started by Mattel, and then they went on to do, Super 7 ended up doing it afterwards. So just going around the back. I mean, this thing is just like so much detail on it, and it has so many different things that it's just, it is unbelievable.
That snakehead is just hilarious.
So here, this is the only figure I had to show scale. It's a prototype Beast Machines Optimus, but it's the only figure I had available. But just to show you how massive this thing is, right? Like,
That is
That
massive.
is crazy.
like this
That's
thing.
the Air Attack mold, right? The big one.
What's that?
That's the Air Attack Optimus mold, right? The big one.
Yeah.
No, this is the Blast Punch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the air attack I think is the big 2 foot tall one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Still.
It might even be
right.
3 feet tall.
So there are 3 sizes of those
Yeah.
Optimi because there was the little tiny one, the little deluxe.
Yeah, you see this table though? It's not a table. It's my aircraft carrier. So it's a 16 and a half foot long aircraft carrier that I'm building for my GI Joe. So follow me on Twitter so you can see pictures.
How do they follow you on Twitter, Rick?
You have to open your phone, and then you have to go to Twitter, and then you look for Play With This 2 or Play With Rick 2, and you can subscribe, and you can see me.
So it's at Play With Rick 2.
Yeah. And
R-I-K.
Rick is R-I-K. The C is silent and not there. So I posted a video of my collection the other day, and like it's gotten like 7,400 views.
Oh, great.
Like I wasn't
Good.
expecting that. Like it was just a video of like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Look, this is a mess over here. And like it like shot up to like probably my most viewed video ever. I think the next one has maybe like 33 views.
No, you know,
So-
sometimes you just, it depends the way the wind blows the day you post the video. So, I mean, you have plenty of amazing stuff that people would love to see. So
Absolutely.
that's great.
Like-
I'm glad you had
Yeah, I mean,
some success. With
I just did a walkthrough of like me complaining, like, oh, look at all the lights over here that I have to do, and look, I have to fix this, and it's like a 2-minute video of just me walking around complaining, but like, I hadn't really shown anyone my collection room at that point, not to that level.
Yeah, well, that's well, but you know, you've come a long way, like we said earlier. Like
Yeah.
you got all the shelves up, you got all the product down there. You know, you have just the finishing touches left to do.
Yeah. Well, still, I would say 60% of my collection's still in the garage.
Wow.
So, if you go back in time and you watch like TFYLP, like going back, like you see like how the room evolved into where it is now. Like the first few episodes where I'm in this house, it's just like cement concrete wall.
Yep.
I want to go back to Snake Mountain for a second. Like, I honestly, when I see that thing, I wish I cared about Masters of the Universe at all, so I could get one. Like, I just don't. I'm not into that like line.
And look, and it's so much nicer than the Unicron box that we're getting.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
I love
and this
fantasy stuff.
I gotta say, Super 7 did an amazing job. You gotta watch Cut the Tape to see how they packaged this. There's a box and a box and a box and a box with like corner guards and another box with corner guards, and it's just amazing how they package this, knowing that people are going to be particular about the box.
Yeah.
So God bless them, each and every one of them.
Well, it's tough. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot. Like boxes, like when you're buying a toy, you're buying the toy inside. It's the package is just it's a display thing to help you sell it. It's a protective thing to keep the item inside. But you know, because it's slightly an advertisement to get you to buy the toy. It's over the years we have turned the packaging into part of the actual thing you're buying.
It's part of the experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
it is, and it's just so. But for most other like LED light, you know, I mean, you could argue it is part of the experience to be like, where there's no company, ha ha ha. You're like that's part of the experience, but really it's just a vessel to get you the functional item inside.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's transcended that so much for toys. I only bring it
Well,
up because it annoys me when you know, there's a ding in this box, sir. You know, I'm like, yeah, there is.
it will never be the way it was. So like toys from the 60s, 70s, it's special to find something in the packaging.
Yeah.
Because people didn't think the way we think.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have people like me who's like, well, I have to have two if I want to open it. One to keep sealed and one to open. So like things in the package will never be as important as they still remain for items in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, because we got used to,
collecting in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we open the toy, a lot of people just keep the box and say, hey, it comes with the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I'm a little bit jealous of you just owning two of it instead, because keeping those boxes is a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Well, I will admit it's a Motu figure. So I only have the one. I really only do one in the package and one loose for Transformers and G.I. Joes.
I understand like the value of packaging and mint packaging, and the fact that if it's never been opened, then you don't have to worry about what you're paying for is the fact that you don't have to worry about someone messing up the pristine quality of the item. But
there's an art there's art and craftsmanship that went into this particular box.
Yeah, beyond what I'm used to. If they had like boxes within boxes and all the corner things, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then my daughters are flipping out over it. They were here when it arrived, and now if they do well in school tomorrow, they get to play with their Barbies on it.
That'll be fun.
You want to talk about making content? That sounds like something people want to see.
Yeah. It's all Mattel.
That's true.
Yeah.
Keeping it in the family.
Yeah, I should break out some Hot Wheels.
Well, I guess I will close us out.
You gotta.
Well, before we go, Sportimus is talking about boxes. He asked a question: Do you guys and gal keep certain boxes and toss others, or what are your thoughts on that? I know we're getting a little off topic, but I mean, let's get some interaction here. Maybe everyone gets 2 minutes to just quick shoot that. Why don't you go, Rick?
So, like I'll obviously keep this box for Snake Mountain, right? If I open up a He-Man figure, I'll keep the package because I only get the one, right? If I open up a Thundercats figure, I'll keep the package because I only get one. G.I. Joes and Transformers, I get a second one. I compare the two boxes. I look for variations. And then if they're the same, then I examine the box for imperfections. And the one that has any imperfections is the one I open. Now, there was a time where I used to keep these boxes, but then I realized my house will not grow with my collection. So I set them all on fire. I recycled a bunch, and then the recycler bin was full, so I just burned a bunch. So I think there's a video out there of me burning a bunch of Armada boxes in like 2016.
That's great. I actually try to just I'm like you, Rick. Like if say I have two, I'm gonna inspect them. Like the one that has the ding in it and the other one doesn't. Whichever one is perfect or closest to, that one stays sealed. And I'll open the one that has a ding. Like the reason I opened this Soundwave and Optimus is because a friend of mine found some messed up ones. I was like, "Oh my god, will you please sell me those so I can open them?" Like I'm almost like looking for messed up boxes to open. So that's why I did that. But if I do open the package, I kind of got in the habit, like maybe a decade ago, of like literally destroying it, like ripping it open, so that I'm not tempted to keep it because it's just trashed. It's like it works for me. So I don't like cut the tape like I used to. I just rip the goddamn box open.
Like you're 12.
Yeah.
So I sometimes I try to buy. I get 2 figures of each, but I try to buy them at different locations so I can compare for any variations. the rare time will I'll buy like 2 of the same item at the same time, I'll always look for a mixed up box so that some kid doesn't get it. So like some
Aw.
kid doesn't get some messed up box. I'll take a mint box, and then I'll take, if there's like a beat up box, which this Optimus looks like somebody crushed it with like a pallet or something. And I'm like, no, some kid doesn't want this for Christmas. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I try to do that. I mean, if I know I'm going to open it, because I don't open everything, then I will do the same thing. I would much rather, the more messed up, the better for me, the one I'm going to open. Anna, do you have any comments on this?
I do. I used to keep everything until just recently. I kept all the boxes, like all the retail figures, all the third-party figures, everything. And it just got out of hand. Like, I don't break them down or anything. I try to keep them pristine. They're in our old moving boxes in the garage. And basically, I used up all of our old moving boxes. And it's, the garage is getting full of those things. So I had to stop. I've decided that I'm not going to do any retail stuff anymore. And I'm going to try, if I think something's going to be my forever friend, I'm going to try to just go ahead and get rid of the box anyway. So, if it's something that I'm almost certain that I'm never going to get rid of, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the box. Because I only keep the boxes for value. They mean nothing to me. Unless they're like, somehow impressive or pretty. Like, you remember the Bull side swipe from a little while ago. That is a really cool box, and I really like it. So I'm going to keep that box, even though I'm going to keep the figure forever. This Punch Counter Punch, even if I decide I'm going to keep it for myself and not, get the new yellower version of the new mold, I'm still going to keep the box because I like this box. It's fancy. It's nice. But, like,
box.
I'm not going to keep the box for, this Megatron here. I didn't even get a box for the blue one. I'm not going to keep a box for my other retail stuff. I'm not going to keep a box for, like, Nicey. I'm never going to get rid of Nicey. That thing's fantastic.
Okay, you got to keep the Nicey box. I mean, that's a piece
Oh,
of history.
you're right.
That's a piece
it's my
of history.
curse. I forgot about the curse. You're
It's too
right.
cool.
Dang it. I want to get rid of it because I don't want my husband to see it again. That was so embarrassing.
Well, that was a good kind of a sidestep. Thanks, Sportimus, for giving us the question. He said thank you to us, which, well, that's very nice of you, sir, or ma'am. I'm going to close this out with something. The reason I opened this was because I found a soul trashed box on the shelf, and I was like, finally, I can open one. It's Bumblebee. Also from the Netflix stuff. Very, very hard to find. But he looks great. The reason he's hard to find is because every Tom, Dick, and Harry walking down the toy aisle, I was like, oh, that's Bumblebee. And if you remember, we haven't had him in a few years. Outside of the movie toys, of course, where we've had thousands. But I think it's so great to see that they actually, like, Hasbro kind of had the cojones to be like, let's back off the Bumblebee for a moment. And we didn't get one for a while. And then when they finally, it wasn't even that long. It was like a year and a half. And now when they did, this is like the hottest toy of the year. I know it sounds insane, but just trust me on that. Like, people are going crazy for this toy. And it's great. And this is the first, I mean, I guess I had Bug Bite. I had his little buddy earlier that I got. And I didn't get Cliff Jumper. I didn't open him because I don't do anything with Cliff Jumper. And I like this toy. I think it's awesome. So,
that looks so good. I really want it, but I already have so many Bumblebees. More than 0. More than 1. Ugh.
I did something kind of fun the other day. I was just I made animated whatever that weird little guy toy was, like the animated Bumblebee. There was one animated toy, the Activator or something. There he was Elite Guard and he had like white all over him.
Yeah, animated.
This kind of reminded me of it. I'm having so much trouble getting it on screen because you can pull apart the backs, but it was cute. Yeah, I think Bumblebee looks great. He feels great. He can do almost anything you'd want a deluxe toy to do pose wise, and he's a Volkswagen. Looks looks awesome.
So Catherine pointed out in the chat, and I'm going to just ask you, does he come with the clip jumper weapons, the big cannon that you put together?
Yes. Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, all this is, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, those aren't Bumblebee accessories, so it's a little, I was really hoping he'd come with something else.
What did Hubcap come with? Was it the same stuff?
Same thing.
Yeah, so, you know, they remolded all of his other parts.
We're going to get that cannon like 8 times.
I don't know, it's kind of cool as
there's actually
as
a repaint of
pistols.
him coming out, and it has 2 of those cannons.
What?
Just he comes with the accessories.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's
a
right.
thing.
Oh, but yeah, you could get rid of these cannons and put the Bumblebee gun in his hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there you
You
go.
could. It's a good idea.
You can even put He-Man's sword in his hand if you wanted to.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had, I don't know, some decently... I didn't pull out any big guns, but I mean, I'm telling you, some of these Netflix toys are going to be very difficult to get in the next 3-4 weeks. So I would recommend if you can find them, you pick them up. Like, don't think twice. So, and I love that G2 Megatron. I love Snake Mountain. I love Blue Guy. I love Punch Counterpunch. But Rick, I think we owe you one big oof for that Snake Mountain, because I know how much that costs.
Oh yeah.
I also know how
I
much
did the
that
payment
costs.
plan on that one to hide it from my wife.
Well, anything on the hide from the wife-o-meter is typically an oof. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're so
And
good
then
at relationships around here.
my kids ratted me out because they told my wife, "Daddy got a big box today," and he took a picture of us with the box. She's like, "Oh, really?"
you know, someday they're gonna say that to her, and you're gonna have like a car in a box for her, and she'll be like, "Okay, it was worth it. All of it was worth it. Thank you, Rick. I love you."
Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. I think my wife's biggest fear is me dying before I sell all this stuff. So
That is most spouses' fear, I do believe.
Yeah. I think she's just gonna lock the basement and just never come down here.
What will she do with the UFO?
Oh, outside? I don't know. The chickens are on that thing.
Lucas is asking, how do you hide Snake Mountain? Good question.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Out of sight, out of mind. She doesn't come down here unless she's permitted. And, you know, when she comes down here, it's very overwhelming. It just, even though it's really big, it's just going to blend into the background because there's so much stuff. When you walk down here, it's just like it's everything. It's 2,200 square feet, but it's packed.
Oh yeah.
It's
I mean,
packed.
you know how it is. Like if you don't have an affinity to that stuff, it's like looking at garbage, you know? But it is like if you do have the affinity, it's like you could be down there just looking at it forever. Like
yes,
for
you can get lost.
Yeah, you'd
you
never
get
get
lost
sick of
in
it.
like one walk. Right, absolutely.
And
Like,
you know, like you'd think that, right? But like my husband doesn't care about this hobby at all. Like he doesn't care about Transformers. He doesn't like action figure collecting. I have, you know, hundreds of toys in this room. I can put one toy this big on a shelf at the back of the room obscurely, and he'll walk in to talk to me during the day and he'll be like, "Wait, what's that one? Where'd that come from? I haven't seen that guy before. Don't you own a Sideswipe already?" He always notices the littlest changes.
So
that means he's in the closet.
I don't know how many he's a closet Transformers collector.
Yeah, you should check like your attics and crawl spaces for like chug figures and stuff like that. Yeah.
I did recently go into our attic. It wasn't fun.
If he knows who Sideswipe is, then
No, I don't. I
He's
think
already
he
off
does
the
some
cliff.
Sideswipe now.
my wife knows who Unicron is because she says that guy looks like the devil. I don't like him. So she knows Optimus, Bumblebee, and Unicron. Those are the 3 names.
All right. Well, I think it is time to wrap it up. We had a few oofs. We had a few laughs. All the good things were going on tonight. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I think we had, like, I guess, as of right now, we have 13 people. 13 big ones. Lucky number. I mean, I feel like
I had
that's...
an oof and an ouch.
Yeah, thanks for staring at us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. I think we'll try to be back next week. There's the Alien Queen. Love her. I mean, I told Anna today, if the reason we didn't do it the past 2 weeks is because we only had, it was just going to be me and Rick for whatever, for whatever scheduling reason. And I just thought, like, maybe, like, just, it's just one person back and forth might not be as interesting. Next time we're just going to do it. We're just going to try it.
Yeah.
Holy goodness. So beware, be ready, and be prepared to oof it up. Thanks, guys.
Oof.
There's lots of stuff to look at on the TF Talk networks. Subscribe to our channel. Check us out on Patreon. Check us out on Twitter. Check out that Nemesis Prime. I'm not going to rattle off all the stuff, but we have cut the tape on Friday with this guy here in the middle. So
I'm doing Snake Mountain on Friday.
So if you want more sneaky snack, you best be subscribing. Hit that button. Hit it. All right. Anyone else got anything last to say before I click the button?
Club on Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Come read comic books with us on Discord.
Yep.
Grogu.
Grogu. What a name. All right. Signing off. Adios.